October 30th is Monday. As we get into more outsidery things here in a moment, our first quiz is coming up on Friday, which is going to be the end of Chapter 4. Fingers crossed. I think we'll finish Chapter 1 today, get into Chapter 2. At some point, you'll have to read on your own, but that'll be later this week. I'm planning on reading with you today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Thursday will be like a non-fiction, and I'll probably give you some time to read on your own. I think, if things go the way I want, I should be able to give you the quiz questions on Thursday. I should have quiz done by then, and be able to pull the questions out for those of you who want the questions ahead of time to try and help you. I will do my best on that one. And then I will be assigning homework this week on Wednesday. And that'll be that we have to make the connections between your characters that we've been practicing.
Do you have to use like stuff on the quiz, or is it just like?
No, I don't believe in letting kids use handouts and books on quizzes. I think that's wrong. Said me, never. Yeah, you get to use it just like always. Hi, Matei.
Can you use this on the character connection? You said you have to have 10 of them. Can you use the same person?
Yeah. That's fine. Derbs?
You look like a history already.
I know, it's driving me nuts. It's getting all long. Is it bothering you? It's so embarrassing. Is it still there? Let's just do this.
You just get it.
Does that fluff it out more?
Is your haunted house going to be open today?
Oh. Juju?
Can I take a picture of Liam's picture?
It's weird, but sure. Again, if you are wanting to come by tomorrow, I am setting it up tonight so that I can get it running as soon as kids start showing up at 6 o'clock tomorrow. I think the weather is going to be straight up awful tomorrow, so just giving you a heads up. Apparently it is not going to be nice out. Hi, Alex.
Can you define awful and nice out
It's
and
like
not
20
nice
degrees.
out?
I think it's supposed to be 20 degrees and snowing.
That's not even that cold.
Okay, just letting you know.
I mean,
Hi, Summer. It's the opposite of your name.
Oh, sorry guys. Can we take a picture of
Yeah,
that?
that's fine. I mean, I can also send it down on Remind. That'd be easy too.
Oh,
Hi, Matei.
send out online
Is it called
picture.
long message?
Nope. Just throw that away, unless they've changed it on me. Hi, Juju.
I want a soldier boy for Halloween.
Go you. Are you gonna dance the whole time?
Yes. I'm also gonna be listening to my speakers.
What good thinking. Piggy.
I mean, even if it's snowing, I one time went trick-or-treating when I had the flu, so it's definitely fine for me.
What?
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to stop you. Let's see, with our Outsiders book, and then I forgot to have you guys hold up book. Do we have book?
You know, make a hold up book.
I did forget to make you hold up book.
About all these
Let's
people.
go back. I don't.
Yeah, look at
No,
Kyle
kids
and
nowadays.
book.
So we have bookie book, bookie book, bookie
Why is your
book.
book?
Go you guys. All right. Then, now we've gotten far enough into it, we can have you guys share. I'm going to give you a moment to look in and find one of the connections you've made. And we're going to give you a chance to share one of your connections. And then hopefully we'll do it again at the end. But you're going to tell me page number, what it is that you highlighted, and then tell me how it connects to your life or somebody you know or something like that. Rahel?
How many examples do we need to have?
Crawford?
In the first page, it says my hair is longer than a lot of other boys, and that's me. My hair is very long.
Is it? Just kidding. Yeah, I would agree. Kyle?
Can I have three descriptions for the same person?
Yeah, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I mean, I'm assuming, like, for me, you might have a lot of things that connect to me. If it talks about, like, a really cool teacher and, like, a really handsome purple-haired man. And, like, all you're like, oh, my God, they're all about Mr. Brovicast. So, I mean, I can't knock you for that one. Alex?
On page 4, it says height IQ. I highlighted that and put me.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah, I thought we were going to help out Kyle and just do more of them about me, but whatever. Hi, Callie.
Page 2, I love soda more than I've loved anyone.
And how does that connect?
Because I like soda more than I like anyone.
You don't even know him. We haven't even met him yet. But you still love.
Drink.
Oh, that's so confusing.
I didn't know that.
Joyo.
I put better with one hair. And also.
Because you look better with long hair. I felt the same way. Read.
On page 2, it says he's always happy, go lucky and grinning. I put my take, he's always happy.
And go lucky and grinning. All right. Storks.
Okay, on page 3, I highlighted can't sit still for my friend Emma.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see if that was you or me and what connection we were going to make on that one. Matei.
I put never crack for on page 2. Never cracks a book at all. Never cracked a book at all. I put Henry Cherry.
Someone who hates reading. Picky.
For when it said dark brown hair, I put in Ramos.
Okay, that makes sense. Kyle.
On page 2, when he said treating me as if I was 6 instead of 14, I said that's my brother because I treat him like that.
That would work. And Alex.
On page 5, it says pulled a knife out of his back pocket. I put a British person.
Flying
so?
shank.
How so? You say a British person? And how does that?
Because they carry on knives everywhere.
Flying shank.
Mr. Brovia.
Moving on from there. Chip Cheerio.
Flying shank.
Let's see. So we have our main people. So we're going to find out here shortly that the main character's name is Ponyboy, in case we've not picked up on that. Brother Soda Pop, which is apparently what Callie loves, and then other brother Derry, who they've kind of met as they went running by. And they're going to be going through and introducing the characters. Let's see. We're on page 6, where we are now introducing Derry. So we have our greasers, and then who are the people who hate the greasers?
The socks.
There you go, with our little socky dog.
So
Ironically, there's no socks on our screen, but there are socials. Who is in the red Corvair?
the
sauce.
And what did they try to do?
They
kill.
They
He needs a haircut.
tried to give him a haircut because the socials were friendly and they felt that some people with long
Hopefully
hair
they get in
might
car
need
with his
haircuts.
parents.
And then, why do we smash a bottle?
So you
Flying
can
shank like a
like
rice
snowball.
So-
Snowball used it.
Some quick, good stabbing of people.
Stop.
And then we did, that was where they did the quick stomping and attempted haircut was in the empty neighborhood lot. And we did get to the Madras, which is apparently what you guys are all going to go shopping for, to update your wardrobes. I completely understand.
Like during
Those
the
are
dinosaur times.
Poppin' outfits. And I don't think we got two.
Yes, we got there. We got there.
We had just gotten to Cowlick, hadn't we?
Yeah.
Alright. So I'll put the Cowlick back up.
I'll follow.
Read.
What if I don't have 10?
Alex, it looks just like
What if
you.
I don't have 10 connections yet?
Then you
Look at
keep,
the
that's
one
why
in
we're
the
still working.
bottom
Is
right.
it great?
That's you.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah,
homework
that's
works.
it.
Hi, Reed. Reed, sorry, Matei. We are still on page 6.
On end of 6?
Bottom of 6, where it says Derry is 6'2".
I know something. 6 feet 2. That could be good.
Look at that, just keeps raining. Derry is 6 feet.
No, we already went to this.
I know, I backed up a little because we got stopped partway through that paragraph. I'll put that up there. Derry is 6'2", broad-shouldered and muscular. He has dark brown hair that kicks out in front and a slight cowlick in the back, just like Dad's. But Derry's eyes are his own. He's got eyes that are like 2 pieces of pale blue-green ice. They've got a determined set to them like the rest of them. He looks older than 20. Tough, cool, smart. He'd be real handsome if his eyes weren't so cold. He doesn't understand anything that's not plain, hard fact. But he uses his head. I sat down again, rubbing my cheek where I'd been slugged the most. Derry jammed his fists into his pockets. They didn't hurt you too bad, did they? They did. I was smarting and aching, and my chest was sore. I was so nervous, my hands were shaking, and I wanted to start bawling, but you just don't say that to Derry. I'm okay. Quick pause. All right, for old slang, do you guys know what smarting is?
No. That's when you're like doing something.
Means in pain or hurting. It was just called being smarting. And then bawling.
Like crying.
Not like bawling, but like bawling. It's a different kind of bawling. I want you guys to think like he just so that I could just sit right in front of Derry and he's like, you know, as kids do nowadays. Soda Pop came loping back, and by then I figured all the noise I'd heard was the gang coming to rescue me. He dropped down beside me, examining my head. You got cut up a little, huh, Pony Boy? I only looked at him blankly. I did? He pulled out a handkerchief, wet the end of it with his tongue, and then pressed it gently against the side of my head. You're bleeding like a stuck pig. I am? Look! He showed me the handkerchief, reddened as if by magic. Did they pull a blade on you? I remembered the voice. You need a haircut, greaser. The blade must have slipped while he was trying to shut me up. Yeah. Soda is handsomer than anyone else I know. It's okay if you highlighted that and put my name next to it. It's fine. It happens all the time. I've just gotten used to it by now.
What?
It's at the bottom of page 7, talking about the handsome guy.
Handsomer isn't a word.
Well, they just used it. Not like Derry. Soda is movie star kind of handsome. The kind that people stop on the street to watch go by. He's not as tall as Derry. He's a little slimmer, but he has finely drawn, sensitive face that somehow manages to be reckless and thoughtful at the same time. He's got dark gold hair that he combs back, long and silky and straight. In the summer, the sun bleaches it to a shining weak gold. His eyes are dark brown, lively, dancing, recklessly laughing eyes that can be gentle and sympathetic one moment and blazing with anger the next. He has dad's eyes, but Soda's one of a kind. He could get drunk at a drag race, dancing, without ever getting near alcohol. In our neighborhood, it's rare to find a kid who doesn't drink once in a while, but Soda never touches a drop. He doesn't need to. He gets drunk on just plain living, and he understands everybody. With Soda Pop, they're gonna find out most of the people in his group drink and get drunk at times. Soda's the only one that doesn't, even though he acts like he's drunk all the time. He's just that goofy, outgoing, friendly person. Like, he doesn't need alcohol, he's just naturally weird and goofy.
Can I put in drunk for me?
You do whatever you need to. He looked at me more closely. I looked away hurriedly, because if you want to know the truth, I was starting to bawl. I knew I was as white as I felt, and I was shaking like a leaf. Soda just put his hand on my shoulder. Easy, pony boy. They ain't gonna hurt you anymore. I know, I said, but the ground began to blur, and I felt hot tears running down my cheeks. I brushed them away impatiently. I'm just a little spooked, that's all. I drew a quivering breath and then quit crying. You just don't cry in front of Derry. Not unless you're hurt like Johnny had been that day we found him in the vacant lot. Compared to Johnny, I wasn't hurt at all. Soda rubbed my hair. You're an okay kid, Pony. I had to grin at him. Soda can make you grin no matter what. I guess it's because he's always grinning so much himself. You're crazy, Soda. Out of your mind. Derry looked as if he'd like to knock our heads together. You're both nuts. Soda merely cocked one eyebrow, a trick he'd picked up from Two-Bit. Seems to run in the family. That's the cocking of an eyebrow when you have the one eyebrow that goes up. This guy was well known for it back when he was a wrestler. His wrestling move was, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? And after he knocked the other guy down, he'd sit there and look at the crowd, and his eyebrow would go up. He was like, do you smell what the Rock is cooking? And then he'd turn around like throw an elbow or something like
Can I
that.
put him down for that?
And then this is the Spanish version in the second one, Toy Story 2.
Oh,
when
yeah.
he starts speaking Spanish and he's like, hola, ¿cómo está? And like his little eyebrow keeps popping up. So.
Oh.
And then the other one, that's a doctor. And
That's a doctor?
Some lady from Doctor Who.
Doctor.
Derry stared at him for a second and then cracked a grin. Soda Pop isn't afraid of him like everyone else and enjoys teasing him. I'd just as soon tease a full-grown grizzly, but for some reason, Derry seems to like being teased by Soda. Our gang had chased the Sodas to their car and then heaved rocks at him. They came running toward us now. 4 lean, hard guys. They were all as tough as nails and looked at them. I'd grown up with them. They accepted me, even though I was younger, because I was Derry and Soda's kid brother. I kept my mouth shut good. Steve Randall was 17, tall and lean, with thick, greasy hair he kept combed in complicated swirls. He was cocky, smart, and Soda's best buddy since grade school. Steve's specialty was cars. He could lift a hubcap quicker and more quietly than anyone in the neighborhood, but he also knew cars upside down and backward, and he could drive anything on wheels. He and Soda worked at the same gas station. Steve part-time and Soda full-time, and their station got more customers than any other one in town. Whether that was because Steve was so good with cars, or because Soda attracted girls like honey draws flies, I couldn't tell you. I liked Steve only because he was Soda's best friend. He didn't like me. He thought I was a tag-along and a kid. Soda always took me with him whenever they went places, if they weren't taking girls. And that bugged Steve. It wasn't my fault. Soda always asked me. I didn't ask him. Soda doesn't think I'm a kid. I'm going to pause there because I have two things to share with you. Do you guys know what, because it says he lifts hubcaps. Do you guys know what a hubcap?
It's the thing that goes inside the tire.
Yeah. So the hubcaps are the things that go inside tires. I have.
How do you have one of those? Did you take one of
They're
there?
behind you into here. I have one. I get to show you.
You dismantled a car?
Wait,
Hubcap.
You dismantled a car?
oh my god. Is it plastic? Yes, it's plastic. Wait, are they all plastic?
So they used to be metal and they used to be expensive.
That's a cigar.
Now they're just plastic, which you can get from like Five Below, and you can get 4 of them. But back when you were a young entrepreneur, a young criminal growing up, if you wanted to make money, you would find a car that had really nice hubcaps on it, and you would go up with a screwdriver and you would pop it in, and then you could just pop off the hubcap. And then you would steal all 4 hubcaps, and you could resell them to someone else because they were expensive and heavy. Nowadays, those of you trying to make money, it's not going to do you any good because now they're like $1 from Five Below. And so this was one I found on the side of the road when I was running with my cross-country team. But that's what the hubcap is. It says he lifts hubcaps. He went around stealing things.
Let me take it back.
Yes. Then the other one is I forgot to do another sharing thing I have with you, which was when the Socias were beating up Ponyboy, he said there were 2 things he could smell when they were beating him up. This was like from a while ago. I'm not sure if you guys remember it. Let's see. It was like,
Cigarettes and alcohol.
you are close. Cigarettes was one of them.
Remember in cigarette school?
Was it gasoline?
It was not. It's on page 5, about halfway down. If you don't think that hurts, you're crazy. I could smell English leather shaving lotion and stale tobacco. I brought in English leather shaving lotion so you have an idea of what it is he's smelling. So, I'm going to give you a chance to give a little smell. This is what he was forced to smell.
Smell bad?
Well, it's sort of
That's
a little shaky. Their version of Axe body spray.
I love that stuff.
Oh, I hate
Axe is crazy.
So I'm going to come around. I did not bring in tobacco for you to
Dang
smell. You're just going to have to hang out with your friends to get that one. But I will give you a chance to give a little snort when I come around. This is what he was forced to smell when they were holding him down, trying to help him with his haircut. You sure?
I'm gonna get like the hardest whiff ever.
I think it's a Nick thing.
What if there's things that like
This is what the boy mother would wear to impress the ladies. You would give a couple of good old splashes of this on there, and then the ladies would come running.
Are they delusional? You mean running away? This smells like my old. That smells like somewhere in like a barber shop.
It's a little bit delulu.
It smells like it's from like a barber shop.
Not even smell that bad, guys.
It's just like it smells like
It's like a fish
mint
bone.
cardboard almost.
Mint cardboard.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It reminds me of like a old barber shop.
What?
It smells like
Bug spray. It's disgusting. It's not horrible. Really?
Pardon, children. You put your nose up to the screen. There you go. Good smell. So I've been told it smells like barbershops. It smells like grandpas. I've been
smells like someone's.
smells like any number of
I
different
forgot what it
things.
smells like.
So this is what they would wear to attract the ladies. So if you feel that there is a need to attract the ladies, if you want to come see me at the end of the day, I can give you a little splashy. I am not responsible for the ladies that come running. That is up to you. But I am here to help in case there's a special someone on the bus that you would like to get their attention.
Bro, I have to lie, obviously.
I can just, it may burn a little bit when it first hits the skin, but that's just the scent pheromones releasing.
Does it only work on women?
I don't know. It may also work on wild cats. So I wish you the best of luck.
Let's go. What? I'm a Scorpio. Deal with it.
I don't think that's how it
Being a
works.
Scorpio has nothing to do with anything.
Shut up. I'm a Scorpio. My zodiac sign.
Oh,
Two-Bit Matthews was the oldest of the gang and the wisecracker of the bunch. He was about 6 feet tall, stocky in build, and very proud of his long, rusty-colored sideburns. He had gray eyes and a wide grin, and he couldn't stop making funny remarks to save his life. You couldn't shut up that guy. He always had to get his 2 bits worth in, hence his name. Even his teachers forgot his real name was Keith, and we hardly remembered he had one. Life was one big joke to 2-Bit. He was famous for shoplifting and his black-handled switchblade, which he couldn't have acquired without his first talent, and he was always smarting off to the cops. He really couldn't help it. Everything he said was just so irresistibly funny that he just had to let the police in on him to brighten up their dull lives. Well, that's the way he explained it to me. He liked fights, blondes, and for some unfathomable reason, school. He was still a junior at 18 and a half, and he never learned anything. He just went for kicks. I liked him real well because he kept us laughing about ourselves as well as at other things. He reminded me of Will Rogers. Maybe it was the grin. Will Rogers was one of the first stand-up comics who was sort of big, and he did a cowboy, like a stand-up act and stuff like that, but was known for being real funny. So that's why they connect 2-Bit to him. And apparently 2-Bit has failed school because 18 and a half is normally when you've graduated and then moved on from high school. Like my kid is 16 and a junior, and apparently he's like 2.5 years older. So he stuck around for a little bit. If I had to pick the real character of the gang, it'd be Dallas Winston. Dally. I used to like to draw his picture when he was in a dangerous mood, for then I could get his personality down in a few lines. He had an elfish face with high cheekbones and a pointed chin, small, sharp animal teeth, and ears like a lynx. His hair was almost white. It was so blonde, and he didn't like haircuts or hair oil either. So it fell over his forehead in wisps, and kicked out in the back in tufts, and curled behind his ears and along the nape of his neck. His eyes were blue, blazing ice, cold with a hatred of the whole world. Dally had spent 3 years on the wild side of New York and been arrested at the age of 10. He was tougher than the rest of us. Tougher, colder, meaner. The shade of difference that separates a greaser from a hood wasn't present in Dally. He was as wild as the boys in the downtown outfits, like Tim Shepard's gang. In New York, Dally blew off steam in gang fights. But here, organized gangs are rarities. There's just small bunches of friends who stick together, and the warfare is between the social classes. A rumble, when it's called, is usually just born out of a grudge fight, and the opponents just happen to bring their friends along. Okay, there are a few named gangs around, like the River Kings and the Tiber Street Tigers. But here in the Southwest, there's no gang rivalry. So Dally, even though he could get into a good fight sometimes, had no specific thing to hate. No rival gang. Only socias. And you can't win against them, no matter how hard you try, because they've got all the breaks, and even whipping them isn't going to change that fact. Maybe that's why Dallas was so bitter. He had quite a reputation. I mean, they have a file on him down at the police station. He'd been arrested, he got drunk, rode in rodeos, lied, cheated, stole, rolled drunks, jumped small kids. He did everything. I didn't like him, but he was smart, and you had to respect him. So Dally's going to play a big role, and he is a scary, bad hood of a kid. The 2 big things they mentioned, one is that he rolls drunks. To roll a drunk is a way of mugging somebody. And you go to a party where you find someone who's had too much alcohol, and they pass out onto the ground. So you go over to this drunk person, and you roll them over take their wallet, pull out the money, and throw the wallet down. That's how Dally likes to make money. He goes to parties, finds drunk people, and then robs them. It also says he jumps people. Specifically who?
Little kids.
Do you know the difference between jumping and fighting?
Jumping is when you like jump on them, right?
Fighting is a one-on-one. Jumping is when you outnumber them and you are going to try and surprise them in some way. So if like Kyle and I had beef and we're like trying to threaten each other nonstop, but I'm scared of Kyle because I know he can whoop me. So instead, I get together with a bunch of my teacher friends, Mr. Stump and Mr. Sturgeon, and then we just wait in the hallway for Kyle to walk by. When he walks by, I jump out, push Kyle to the ground, and then when he's on the ground, I just start kicking him and go, "Who's the tough boy now? Who's the tough boy now?" while I'm kicking him. That would be jumping somebody. That's what Dally does. So, and not only does he jump people, who does he jump?
Little kids.
So it tells you something about what kind of person Dally is. He's scary and bad, and things are going to happen.
Jumping kids are bad.
Hallie,
Can I pay you to watch that?
you could, but no, because I'm too scared of Kyle. Even if I kick him while he's down, he'll still get me. Alex,
Does it like ever specify like it says little kids, but like what is the definition of little kids? Like below 5?
they do talk about in the next chapter they chase a bunch of 7th graders.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like chasing.
Bro, I
like,
wish I
little
could get
kids,
dumped, not
and
gonna
then-
lie.
and it's
Well,
just, like,
that's
they're
a
like-
dream we can make come true.
And I just thought those
I can do the
were
Google
like
Buster,
a-
like-